Do I have permission to hug you?
Brother, I love you. Thanks for keeping peace. Thanks for documenting what you did here.
Yeah.
Yep.
My pleasure.
I told you it was a two-way street, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep. And I get the injustice, I get the length of time, I get the never-ending struggle, and it's bullshit. But it's got to start, it's got to change somewhere, you know? And where it's going to change is when people show up in there. People show up in the city.
Well, that's why I was citing legal statutes to everyone.
Exactly.
And in fact, Sam said to me, stop asking tough questions and making him look like a dick. His words.
Yes.
So at least he's got a sense of humor now.
It's
I think we all do.
You see the videos when people are able to quote the law and everything else against law enforcement, whatever.
I'm one of those guys. Sorry.
Yes, it's powerful. You know, they want us tearing each other up. They want the racists eating everyone up because then they don't have to do it themselves. You know the two hands of government.
Tell me.
One's like this. Let me help you out. The other one's like this. I'm gonna smash you if you don't do what we say. A government that's big enough to give you everything you desire is also big enough to do what?
To smash you in the head?
Take everything you got.
Well, yeah,
And history has shown that 250 million people have been killed by their own governments in the last 125 years. It's called democide. People voted for that democracy.
Yeah, well,
two sheeps and a wolf, two wolves and a sheep voting for what's for dinner. That's a democracy, right?
Yeah.
In the purest sense, it is.
I like where you're going with this. I like all these metaphors here. Or parables.
Can I steal from you?
Sure, go ahead.
Well,
what do you want to take my other camera?
I'm not gonna, because thou shalt not steal is part of my moral compass, right? If 50 million people vote, 50 million and one vote to steal from somebody else against the 50 million who voted, that's a democracy. Just a simple majority.
Well, there's some who argue that voting itself is immoral because you're imposing your will on other people.
Right. I'm for liberty, right? My freedom ends where yours begin. Every day and every move that I make, I'm conscious of how it impacts other people. I was talking earlier, if I'm a dog owner, how do I manage that dog if I live in an apartment? If I live in a suburban house? If I live in the rural country? If I live on a farm? Totally different, right? But if I live out in the country, I can let my dog run around. But guess what happens if my dog runs over my neighbor, who might be my friend? Could even be my brother. Kills some of his chickens.
You have to eat your brother.
Kills a baby calf, right? That dog, I didn't keep it in control. That dog learned a bad habit. He might bring that dog back dead, or tell me, buried your dog out the back after it killed one of my calves.
You're like the parable guy. I got to turn this around because my arm's getting tired. I can't. Imagine holding your gun out like that for an hour.
People see the stories. They understand it. They relate it. About a story that relates to people's life, how they're living.
Sure. Absolutely. What else you got? Are you a card-carrying lifetime member of the Libertarian Party? Would that be accurate to guess?
I vote for the Constitution and liberty.
So you're a Joe Jorgensen guy? You wanted Vermin Supreme, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, he smiled. You know who he is, though. I can tell. Right. He ran on the LP ticket. That's not too weird to talk about, right? I mean, there's a couple other nice guys running there. You got Dan Taxation to Theft Berman.
The thing I'd say about it is the machine of two don't like anyone else to come in their turf, do they?
Say again?
The machine of two doesn't like anyone else to come in on their turf, and they put up all kinds of barriers to entry and success.
But we're having fun, right? I mean, okay, good. I
get serious and passionate.
Okay, well, that's actually, people are saying that. They're saying like you're an intense dude, and you got the little cross. So I think what denomination are you? You know.
I'm a Christian, but I go to Lutheran church.
Yeah.
My dog takes sick.
Local.
In a town near where I live.
Yeah.
Next town over.
Okay. I'm not going to pry. Yeah, I figured as much. We're doing better with the parables. In the balance between the government, which puts its boot on your neck, and the government, which gives the handout, as they were using, do you have any other gems like that? The belly of the beast, or the whale, I should say.
Complain about being oppressed when you voted for it or didn't vote at all.
With the Electoral College and the system where we only have, so you've got senators in states like Wyoming, which has a population of 2 people, but they've got 2 senators. You can't say it's not equal.
You know why they put the Electoral College together? Because little Rhode Island was looking when they were forming this country, and they said, "Holy cow, we got New York right next to us.
Well,
We'll never have a fair shake." They wanted some equal representation on the political issues. And the representatives was based on populations, and it was a proportion of representatives. Originally, the senators were they were appointed by the states. They came from the states.
Yeah, they appointed wealthy landowners.
National elections.
I would argue that it's the Madisonian view. Madison believed that the people were unable to govern themselves, and he wanted to do something to tip the scales of justice so that the wealthy landowners would continue to control everything. That at least in one part, as much as something like the state of Rhode Island, is the rationale for moving ahead in that way. But you see all the natives that were out here, they go back and say, well, even the founding documents, the Declaration of Independence, calls Native Americans savages and basically calls for the annihilation, the genocide, which did take place. And so what everyone out here is kind of marching for, if I may put the camera on me while I'm preaching, I guess, the natives out here are looking at documents like the Declaration of Independence and saying, you asked for our genocide. The African American people are saying you enslaved us in order to build buildings like this. Do you think that it's any surprise that they're upset at this level where they've burned down an entire town and also part of St. Paul? Right? You got a parable for that one?
I don't.
No?
Not it.
I'm gonna go with probably David and Goliath would be a good one.
Sure.
And that's what they're believing in, that the United States government is the Goliath. And so they came to throw stones, and Goliath, that's you guys out here, really showed how powerful you were and that you could be the government to put the boot on their necks, and that's why they ran off. I did try to tell them the law. Everyone out here could have cited the same legalese that I did, but they, I don't blame them. You guys are very scary looking. But when you have the knowledge of the law, that's the thing that makes it so that I can actually speak very rationally with guys and women like you all.
There's a quote, something, liberty will not be easily surrendered when... How does it go?
I'm going to turn it around again.
Liberty will not be easily surrendered when universal knowledge is dispersed among the people. However, when they are debauched in their manners, and they will tamely surrender their liberties. There's another part that goes with that. So
Yeah.
You know,
Is that Thomas Paine?
I believe so.
Okay. Could be. It sounds like him.
But it's important that the people participate, in there and make a say so. In the Congress, not in the past, the senators, the Congress, they said, look, this is the job that we were appointing, Article 1, Section 8. These are enumerated powers. We don't have the authority to do that. That power is reserved to the states or the people, respectively. We're supposed to have 50 states in experiments in liberty, right? So we can look and see what are other states doing. How did that work? Why didn't that work? we want to try that. Or if you really don't like what's going on in the state, you can leave and go somewhere else.
Well, so the anarchists out here argue that it's capitalism, and so you see all the graffiti out here that says that capitalism is the problem. And in my interview with Noam Chomsky a couple weeks ago, we even discussed this. And the problem is something which is called a corporatocracy or inverted totalitarianism, where it's not actually the government that's doing the ruling; it's the corporations who pay the government officials to do their bidding. Well, yeah, exactly. And here we are. We're looking at a form of fascism where you're protecting property instead of life. And that's largely what people are upset by. However, all
This is the place where they come to redress the government.
Okay. Can you tell me your name?
Jeff.
Jeff?
Yes.
Just doing Jeff?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff.